Alright, y'all. It is about to get crazy in these cryptocurrency markets. We are live on this beautiful Sunday, guys. It is literally the most beautiful day I could possibly imagine. I have just gotten in from the outdoors, preparing the garden beds, guys, to grow an insane amount of food this year compared to last year. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. And cheers to everybody. Got a nice Heineken here, aka San Pellegrino. Ignoring the fact that it's owned by Nestle, probably has fluoride. Whatever, man. I enjoy it. And maybe the fluoride will help dull my mind for these crazy times that are coming ahead of us, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to New Man Butt. What is going on, bro? Shout out to Raj CA and shout out to J Armo. Shout out to Robert Demeter. What is going on, my bro? Shout out to B-Matic. What is going on, guys? As usual, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, well, we will absolutely be giving away $250 worth of Bitcoin here. Very, very interesting proposition that we've got going on. We've got right now about 178 viewers, so it looks like we're probably not going to get anywhere close to 1,000 likes and have enough. But let's see what happens as time progresses, guys. All right, I want to talk about Bitcoin and just kind of go over in general a few things that are happening. Shout out to Legends Have It, man, in the chat. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Delta Chi. What is going on, Delta Chi? All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin as things are getting pretty crazy here. I think it's very important that we are able to take a zoomed out look at what is actually happening right now, because there are some very interesting signals that are printing, and I do believe we are going to have a lot of volatility in the week ahead. First of all, the weekly close happens in about 5 hours and 41 minutes, and something that I'm really keeping my eyes on right now is the fact that this weekly money flow is getting very, very close to the zero line. In fact, it's very likely that within the next week, if we're going to get this cross, that we actually start to get it, right? Because a lot of times we'll see that cross happen a little bit before, like we saw back over here, like a little bit early, before it actually touches the zero line. It turns to purple or blue before it even touches that zero line. And something else that we have to just keep in mind is we are above the 200-week moving average. Very strong area of support. And this weekly close right here, this doji candle, in my opinion, is not really showing a major sign of weakness, right? We did get a rejection on Wednesday after the FOMC announcement, and we have come up and we have just continued to consolidate in this candle after a very strong weekly close last week. So I'm very interested to see what is going to happen in today's weekly close, because we understand that we are coming up to a major zone of resistance, which, if the Bitcoin price can reclaim, I believe it could open the door to massively high prices. And look, I know a lot of people get cautious when we start to get bullish about Bitcoin. People get jaded by the bear market. We have to understand, right? When it comes to the bear market, right? We are literally printing right now historic signals that are telling us we're near the bottom, right? We have changed market structure officially now on the weekly time frame. We are breaking the trend on the weekly market Cipher B. We are getting a very bullish close above that 200-week moving average. We are also seeing that we are bottoming out at the place where every single cycle we bottom out, right? And so people get jaded by the bear market, but people forget Bitcoin in general is much more bullish than it is bearish. The problem is people buy the top because people don't find out about it until all the hype. Okay, so once everybody starts calling you up saying, should I buy Bitcoin? Friends you haven't talked to in years, that's when you should be selling Bitcoin. But right now, people are just jaded from the bear market, in my opinion. Doesn't mean we're not going to get some pullbacks, guys. Does not mean that, right? But what it does mean is that there is the potential for more upside. And if we do reclaim this $30,000 level, then we have to be prepared for basically these patterns to start hitting their targets. First of all, we have the inverted head and shoulders pattern with a target of about $42,000. Very important target, because if we take a look at the chart here, we have major resistance at about $42,000. It was our resistance back here in January 2021. It was our resistance here in the summer of 2021. It was our support right here in the summer of 2021. And then it's the high volume node of the zone in March and April 2021. And we can see, just based on this chart, like this is the weekly time frame, right? Look at the candles. We don't have very much major support. I'm sorry, we don't have very much major resistance until we get to here. And this is a very, very high time frame pattern, right? We're not looking at the 5-minute, guys. We're looking from May 2022 all the way to March 2023, almost an entire year. And you know, the reason why people pay attention to these patterns is because more times than not they play out. It doesn't mean we're going straight up, right? That's where people get confused. They're like, oh, I'm going to long the breakout. I'm going to long because we're breaking out. That's not what we should be doing. We should be saying, look, this is shaping my macro bias for what is going to happen, because more times than not, these head and shoulder patterns play out, right? Like everyone was talking about this giant head and shoulder pattern right here, and it played out, right? So now we're seeing the opposite. We didn't come straight down, right? It took us 2 years, but now we're seeing this. In addition, we are seeing a falling wedge pattern breaking out, not only breaking out, guys, but breaking out with a retest, right? Breaking out with a retest, which is we don't see this very often, right? We don't see this very often. A perfect retest of the resistance, breakout, retest. This is a very bullish pattern, and even more so than this being a wedge, this is also a bump and run pattern, right? Where we form an area of diagonal resistance, and then we bump into it, right? We actually break out, get our retest. That is a very bullish pattern happening right now. And the target of this, if we take a look, is actually coming in at the value area high of the macro range at around $55,000, which is a very, very high target. But we have to understand that the way the volume works, when we're analyzing volume here, Bitcoin had established itself a fair value right here, back for 2 years. And if we come up above back into this value area, it's more probable than not that we will make our way back up to the top of this value area high, right? That's just more probable than not. And we saw this happen on a very, very local time frame, right? When we gave the setup from $16,300 in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we were just using volume theory to say, look, we're back in an area where the Bitcoin price is oversold below the value area low of the range, and we can look for a move back up to the top of the range. Pretty much every single trade that I look for is based on this volume, right? Based on volume and some other confluences. So these are some things that, in my opinion, we really do need to be paying attention to. However, when we look at the daily time frame, shout out to Smitty. Any chance you can take a sneaky peek at CFX? We could take a look at CFX later on in the stream. Sure, never heard of it. But yeah, we could take a sneaky look at it, man. When we are looking at the daily time frame, although I do still say that it's actually looking kind of bullish to me, guys, we do understand that we are printing still the bearish divergences, right? We've got the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern where the money flow is getting lower, the momentum waves are getting lower as the price is getting higher, giving us this upside down bearish pattern where the money flow and the momentum waves are getting lower as the price continues to get higher, okay? And so there is a chance that we get a pullback here. In fact, I would be shocked. I would be shocked if the Bitcoin price broke 30K and just kept on going. I would be shocked if we don't get some kind of resistance here, right? I think there's actually short opportunity coming up if we get a move up into this green box. Because not only is this the value area low of the previous range, it's the weekly order. We have a weekly order block right here and a number of other confluences. So in this case, how would I be planning to potentially trade this, right? Well, because we're in bullish market structure, that means if we do, let's say, get a move up to here and then start to get a rejection, we can be looking for a retest to basically continue up higher. Now, right now, in my opinion, major support is going to be right here at about $25,000, because $25,000 is the support resistance flip. It was our support back in May, it was our resistance in August, it was our resistance in February, and so it just makes sense that if we come back to this level, we would find some kind of support here. In addition to that, if we get a move up to the $30,000 level and we take our Fibonacci retracement from the low to around you know, let's say we come up a little bit higher than $30,000, we're seeing that the 618 is also coming in right around here. And if we go down to lower time frames, like the 4-hour time frame, for example, we can be pulling our fib from other swing lows to basically, the main point is that there's clear Fibonacci moving average and price action support at around that $25,000 to $25.5 thousand area. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. If we start to lose $25,000, that absolutely opens up the door for more downside. And then we need to reassess the situation, right? And that's what we have to do as traders. People are always like, you know, Jason, you never make a prediction. You just say it could go up or it could go down. Yes, that's true, but we have to understand we can't tell what the price is going to do in the future, right? What's the price going to do in the future? It depends. We can't know. What we have to do is we have to have multiple plans for multiple situations so that no matter what happens, we are ready to go, right? We are ready to go. This is what we do in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, right? We gave 2 trades last week, right? 2 trades last week, a long and a short. Didn't know which was going to happen first. Didn't even know if they were both going to happen. But the key is we had a plan regardless of what happened. And what do you know? Because we had those plans, because we knew what we were looking for, we were then able to take trade from the high and from the low, right? Because we had plans event. We're not predicting anything. We're just saying, look, if this happens, then there's an opportunity for me. And that's the key when it comes to trading, in my opinion, right? And by the way, if anybody wants to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. If you want to take advantage of trading on ByBit with 0% limit fees, which in my opinion, actually, guys, is a very good deal, especially if you don't have VIP, you can click the link in the description. If you deposit $100, you get 1 month free of the Crypto Fusion Trading Bot, which is an awesome tool that can trade for you. Make sure to check it out. Now, look, guys, only sign up to ByBit if you know how to trade. Like, here's the thing. If you don't know how to trade and you think this is some kind of get-rich-quick scheme, let me assure you that you will lose all your money. Well, here's the order of operations. First, you're going to double your account in 2 days. Then you're going to quadruple your account in another 2 days. And then you're slowly going to lose everything that you have until you've lost some ungodly amount of money and you feel like crap. That is exactly the order of operations, right? The markets work to entice you in. They're like a drug dealer. They'll give you that win for free first. They'll give you that second win. And then they'll slowly suck the life out of you, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Anybody who says leverage trading is the easiest way to get rich, it is, but that's gambling. And sometimes gamblers win, but most of the time they lose. So what we have to do is we have to approach this with a clear and concise strategy and a system. And if this is something you want to learn, check out the course, jasoncaspertrading.com. So we'll give you the point A to point B comprehensive system so you always know when you come to a chart where you're looking to enter that next trade, right? You know where your stop loss is going to be. You know where your take profit is going to be, right? It's all about having a plan. So this is the macro on Bitcoin right now, guys. I am leaning bullish. I understand that we have bearish divergences on the daily time frame, but here's how I am interpreting these bearish divergences on the daily time frame. I understand that there is a real chance that we get a pullback from around this area. Remember, we're looking for 30K to be resistance, but we haven't hit 30K yet. We have not hit 30K, and when we look at some of these lower time frames, look at the 6-hour money flow right now. Look at the 6-hour money flow. This is crazy, right? Look at the money flow. This is very bullish in my opinion. I think that we haven't topped out yet. I think we're going to get one more push up to wreck all the shorts first. I've been feeling this way for quite some time. I was feeling this way even last week before the FOMC nothing burger happened, right? When we take a look even at the 12-hour time frame, what are we starting to see on the 12-hour? Look at this. The money flow, even still, is starting to curve back to the upside right now. Right? Looks like we could get another big move up on the 12-hour. And what I would really be wanting to look for right now is one more big push up with another drive of bearish div. And for me, that would be where I would want to look for a short. And there's two ways, in my opinion, that we look for short trades once we come to key resistances, okay? Way number one is we just literally short the resistance, right? This is what we did on Wednesday during FOMC. We came up to an exact level and we took the short, right? But there's another way, which is we form some kind of a bearish pattern. Now let's take a look at what's happening right now with the order flow, okay? Because this is very important. We want to see what is going on right now with market participants. Are people buying or are people selling? See, this is very interesting because right now, what we're kind of seeing ever since we put in the high on Wednesday is we are seeing the price unable to make lower lows, right? Price consistently making higher lows. But at the same time, we are seeing the majority of the traders opening up their positions right now are opening up short trades, right? This is actually called a bullish CVD divergence. And what we would want to see if price gets another pump to the upside is we would want to see a range just like this one, right? Just like this diamond reversal pattern right here that a lot of people are looking at, right? We would want to see a range forming like this, just like what we see now, a range. But as the price starts to make lower highs, we would want to actually see our CVD getting higher, as well as the open interest getting higher as well, telling us that, look, now the whales are really looking to push the price down because they're absorbing the people, the retail traders who are FOMOing long, right? Price is moved by active market participants. If there's more longs than shorts, price will go up. If there's more shorts than longs, price will go down. These indicators right here, this is a free tool, by the way, called coinalyze.net. Totally free. Check it out, create an account, put on these two indicators. You want to put on CVD, cumulative volume delta, and you want to put on open interest right here. And basically, what this is telling you, CVD is telling you, are more traders longing or shorting? If the line's going up, it means more traders are longing. If the line's going down, it means more traders are shorting. Open interest is telling you are traders opening or closing positions, right? So this is basically telling you, you know, who is in control of the market, right? Who is in control of the market? And so if it looks like longs are in control of the market, but price is getting lower, that's telling us that there are whales absorbing those longs, looking to push the price down a little bit lower. If you want to learn more about this, check out the advanced course at jasoncaspertrading.com. A very, very in-depth course put together by Boyan and myself. Boyan, an amazing trader in the Casper crew. So right now, we're not seeing necessarily any bearish CVD forming on the chart. We're seeing some bullish signs on market Cipher B, and in general, since Wednesday, we haven't really lost the range, right? We haven't been able to put in a lower low, right? We've been putting in higher lows this entire time here. So very, very interesting stuff for Bitcoin right now. A few more things, guys, that we have to keep in mind right here is that we do have a CME gap, not necessarily a CME gap, but we may have a CME gap depending on how this week closes, right? Let's actually take a look at a potential CME gap right here, because that is something that we do need to keep in mind once the futures market open in about, well, 3.5 hours. All right, so we will have, depending on whether we pump or dump, a CME gap at 27,909. Right now, we're literally trading exactly at this level, but keep this level in the back of your mind, because if this weekly close is very, very bearish, right, or if this weekly close is very, very bullish, more times than not, these gaps do get filled. All right, so we will have a potential gap literally in the middle of this range right here. Okay, literally in the middle of the range right here. All right, let's take a look at a little bit more of a local analysis, right? Because we've got this very, very clear range trading right here. And a lot of people are looking at this as a diamond reversal pattern. And I know it does look like a diamond reversal pattern. And it very well may play out as some kind of a diamond reversal pattern. So let's just take a look at where the key levels above and below us are and how we're looking to approach this locally right here. So I would say that this is just a sideways range that we've been trading probably since about Friday, the 23rd of March. We've got a very clearly defined high and a very clearly defined low. This to me is a very clearly defined low down here at about 26,616. And you know, 616 could be an evil number depending on what manuscript variant you're reading in Revelation. But thankfully, most Bibles say 666, so we don't really have to worry about this too much. To the upside, we've got a pretty clear potential liquidity grab at these highs, right? So this to me is the confines of the range. We should be looking for liquidity grabs of the highs. We should be looking for liquidity grabs of the lows. And in the meantime, if the price does actually start to break down from what could be considered a diamond reversal pattern, then the major zone of support that I'm currently looking at would be this, right? So the way that we kind of obtain a target to the downside, if this thing is going to break to the downside, is by looking at, first of all, you know, we'll take our trend lines right here, kind of connect them. Now, these patterns are speculative, right? The way I trade patterns is I don't try and trade the breakout or the breakdown of patterns, but instead what I do is I use them to give me more confluence for a potential trading idea that I already have, right? So this could be either a diamond reversal or a diamond continuation pattern, okay? So, for example, if this is going to be a reversal pattern, what we do is we take that leg up like this, and let's see, hang on. Huh. Looks like there might be an issue with the stream a little bit here, guys, because some people say that it's still waiting, still loading. Let me just double check on the stream here. Do you guys have any issues viewing the stream right now? Let me see here. Nah, looks pretty good for me. Alright, yeah, it's working for me. Alright, cool. Yeah, so, okay, so if this is a diamond reversal, the way we get our target is basically we just take this, right, and then we basically just extrapolate to the downside, right? It's basically a Bart Simpson type pattern. And one thing that I will say is if we do get a move back down here, if we take the volume from the last low and just kind of analyze this uptrend, we do have a pretty nice confluence with the basically the value area low of this range coming in with the high volume node from this old range right here. So I would say that if we're going to get a drastic move down, this is the zone to be looking for. And what do you guys know? It literally is the 200-week moving average confluence with all those other support resistance flips that we were looking at. So if this is a diamond pattern about to play out, this is going to be the major zone where I'm going to be looking for a juicy potential long trade, right? This is the high 24s to the low 25s. Now, if this thing is going to break to the upside, because sometimes diamonds break up, right? Then this is putting us at a pretty juicy target at around $32,000. And $32,000 is a very nice area of resistance where, in my opinion, we could be looking for a short trade. So whatever way this pattern does break, this is giving us confluence to the upside and to the downside to be looking for potential trades. And I love me some Pellegrino, guys. I absolutely do love me some Pellegrino. And things are getting pretty crazy, like, in general. We're seeing banks collapse like crazy, guys. In fact, the Kenyan president, I just listened to the Kenyan president talk about how, like, in a few weeks, the dollar is going to be, like, in a totally different realm. A very, very strange clip. I didn't obviously listen to the whole speech, but he basically said, watch out, the dollar's going down. So I don't know what that even means, y'all. But we are seeing banks collapse like crazy. We just recently, the most recent one, as far as I know, is Deutsche Bank. And what's so interesting about this, guys, is that we're seeing the Fed literally, and, well, you guys can't see this because my face is in the way, but the Fed is loaning billions of dollars to commercial banks right now. Look at this graph as we see in the past just few weeks from March 1st. I don't know if you guys can see how drastic this is, of billions of dollars being loaned to commercial banks to keep them from going under. And what's so crazy about this is two things. Number one, the Fed, if they're going to be burning the candlestick at both ends, right? They're raising rates now, but they're also increasing the money supply. They're burning the candlestick at both ends. This is going to lead to some crazy financial catastrophes. And what we're seeing throughout this entire time is we're seeing Bitcoin acting like what it was supposed to be. We are seeing investors move into crypto. We are seeing market capitalization move into crypto at the same time that we are printing these very bullish signs on these higher term time frames. So honestly, guys, this makes me kind of macro bullish on Bitcoin. This is making me bullish on Bitcoin. All these things together are making me bullish on Bitcoin. It looks like there's other banks going down. The Bank of Ireland is dipping. which is interesting as well. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Naruto Edis, Grandpa Smile. Grandpa gives that smile. Yep, son. Investing so dang easy. All you got to do is buy low and sell high. So Aaron G is playing the market short term as a move to the downside. JR says, Jason, I thought you don't work on Lord's Day. I don't work on Saturday, all right? I don't work on Saturday. I definitely work on Sunday, for sure. Put out the crypto incognito. Yeah, let's pump the Bitcoin straight to 100K. Let me see a blue candle. So I'm still holding shorts. I'm still holding longs. I'm still holding this long, guys, and my entry on this one, oof, man, you know, this could honestly wreck me. This could take me out of the trade. I'm hoping it doesn't, man, because as you guys know, I added to this thing on Wednesday right down here. But, man, I'm hoping we get that move up first. But if we get a move down, if we don't hold 25,000, you know, I'm going to be out of this. But I'll be looking to re-enter. But I'm hoping I can hold it because the P&L will look much juicier if I can hold it here. And I'm still in other long trades as well. I'm still in the long trade from 20,100. I'm still in a short trade from 28.5.4. So I've got some positions open. I'm open to whatever's going to happen here. And next week, I do believe is going to be a crazy one, guys. I do believe as we start to see more banks collapse, we are going to see what is going to become of crypto. I think we're going to see a lot of people looking at this as a safe haven. A lot of people are starting to realize that the almighty dollar is not as safe as they once believed that it was, and that banks are not as safe as people once believed that they were. And, you know, I'll speak for myself. I'd rather have my money in a volatile asset like Bitcoin, where I know for certain, as long as I have those private keys, nobody can take that away from me, right? And people are like, oh, but how are you going to get it back into dollars if the government, like, implements all these laws? Well, you know what? I guarantee that people in general, no matter what country, no matter who they are, if they understand what Bitcoin is, they will take the Bitcoin for some kind of good and service. And we also have to understand that being self-sufficient, having sovereignty over your own purchasing power is only one aspect of that, right? We need to be working in multiple ways to become sovereign over our own livelihood, our own assets, our own production of things in general. All right, so let's take a look at some, well, let's see what we got in the chat. What are you guys thinking here? Going to be a crazy year to accumulate? Yeah. Why do I color my candles blue and purple? The reason why I color my candles blue and purple is because if you are in a loss, let's say you're in a loss and you're looking at the color red, do you know what that does to your nervous system? It causes a lot of anxiety to come in. Now, on the other hand, if you're in a loss and you're looking at the color purple, that actually is very soothing to the nervous system, right? It's very, very soothing to the nervous system. And it will actually cause you to not care that you're in a loss. And blue is also very soothing to the nervous system. So that's why I keep my candles these types of colors. Shout out to whoever wants to make their own kombucha. DCA all the way. Yes. So here's another thing. Because of these macro signals, right? And I do consider these to be very macro signals. Even if we get a pullback here, right? Even if we get a pullback, I will be DCAing all the way down. Like even if in the worst case scenario, any pullback we get right now, I am in buy the dip mode, guys. I am in 100% buy the dip mode right here. What else am I gonna do right now, right? Am I gonna sell? Of course I'm not gonna sell. You know, I'm not going to sell. And I mean, I'm just going based on historical data. As a technical trader, as a technical analyst, I'm going based on historical data. When we see these types of things, these are the times to buy and DCA. Look at this. Right now, I consider this. We're right around where we were April 2019 last cycle, right? About a year before the halving, market Cipher B hit in bullish divergence, bouncing from just below the 786 level. look, we got a major pullback here, right? We got a major pullback, a double bottom essentially. We got the same thing in 2015. We got our first rally, then we got a major pullback, right? If we get a pullback, it's like if you are bullish on Bitcoin at all, right? If you're not, then don't buy it, right? The people who are like, Bitcoin's going to zero, you stupid idiot. Fine, then don't buy Bitcoin. That's very simple. But if you believe in the asset at all, these are the times to buy, right? These are the times where later on, when we're almost at the top, everybody's going to be like, if only I had had a chance to buy Bitcoin at $20,000 again, right? People were saying this last bull run. Then we come down there, people are, nope, sorry, nope, we're going lower. You know, I've been DCAing into Bitcoin hardcore since we were at $40,000, right? 40K, I started DCAing into Bitcoin, right? Bought heavily under 20K. And if we drop down, I still have bids. If Coinbase doesn't go down, Lord, please. That's another risk, right? That's another risk. You got to be willing to take the risk, man. No risk, no reward. And it's not like we're being irresponsible, right? We're going based on the actual data here. This is based on the actual data. This ain't no, you know, I saw a TikTok video about why this altcoin Safe Moon is so safe going to the moon. You know what I'm saying? There's a hidden bull in Dave Digital's garden. Shout out to Josiah, who says, Jason, I had a friend in December ask if they should sell their crypto. I said no, but he did anyway. That was probably the bottom. Yes. Josiah, man, same exact thing with me. I had multiple friends ask me, people I haven't spoken to since high school, ask me, Jason, is this a good time to buy crypto when we were at like 50K? And I said no. I said no, you need to wait for an earth-shattering, catastrophic collapse before you buy crypto. They bought anyway, and then those same people sold, right? They sold, and they even asked, should I sell? I said, no, don't sell. I said, I'm holding and buying. They sold. All right. You know, those are the signals. Why no 15K option in the poll? Okay, we might go to 15K, but I want to know, what are we going to see first, right? So this is more short-term analysis. In my opinion, the most local support and resistance above and below are going to be 25K and 30K, right? They're going to be 25K and 30K. All right, so let's take a look at some other coins here. I know that we were going to take a look at, we're going to take a, and very locally, I mean, very locally, the reason why we're getting this move down today so far is because we came up to the value area high of the range. And the reason why we're consolidating right here is because we came down to a key support resistance flip, right? So the levels are being very, very well so respected on the on these lower term time frames. Shout out to Indiana Candles. Wouldn't that be a hidden bull div on the monthly? Yes, it's a hidden bull div on the monthly. It is a hidden bull div on the monthly. All right, let's take a look at some other coins. I know there was a super chat. What was the super chat? I forget. Wanted to look at a coin. He wanted to look at CFX. Never heard of CFX, but let's take a look at CFX USDT on good old Binance. All right, okay, all right, okay. Let's take a look at the weekly. Whoa, all right, so we've had a pretty big move to the upside, and we are currently coming up to an area of what I would consider to be strong resistance right about here, right about 53 cents. About to get a money flow crossover. Look, I don't know a thing about this coin, but what I would say is this. Clearly, it's had some kind of a breakout. I don't know anything about the market capitalization of this coin. Is this a pump and dump scam? I don't know. I never heard of it, right? I never heard of it. But if I was just going to be looking at the chart and the chart alone, I would have to... This is insane. Let's put this thing on log scale to get a little bit more clarity here, okay? If I was looking at the chart and the chart alone, I would have to say that this is a relatively new asset here. We are breaking out of the value area high, and let's just see if we can't pull any kind of fibs to get any kind of... All right. Okay, so look, if this is a bullish asset, and I don't know, because I don't know a thing about it, here's what I'm seeing right now. We are breaking out of the value area high of the range, which is showing that the market wants to trade this thing at higher prices. Unless it's a pump and dump scam, I don't know. right? So if we're going to get another move up, I would be looking for resistance right around here. And the reason why is because we have this weekly level, this weekly order block thingy right up here. And so that would allow us to get another move, find some resistance, and then what I would look for is a retest of the value area high, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket, right? The value area high, confluence with the golden pocket, because here's why. If the market is in fact going to trade this thing at higher prices, this would be the retest. So if we're looking for a long on an asset that's in a very bullish trend, we want to find some kind of reference point to say, if the price comes lower than here, then I probably shouldn't be longing it right now, right? I should wait for much lower price. If this thing is going to continue to the upside, I would be looking at this kind of support resistance flip, and then I would target this last high that we put here, which gives us a 7-to-1 risk reward. I mean, it's not the best trade in the world. I am not trading this asset at all, right? But I would be looking for something like this to happen, all right? I'd be looking for a move up to that green line at 54.5-ish. And then I would be looking for a move down here, and then I'd be looking for basically like another high to be put in. That's what I would be looking for. We are getting bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, with money flow getting lower as well. So another move to the upside. I would definitely be interested in potentially shorting anything that comes above this high right here. So long as we continue with these bearish divergence, if we continue doing something like this, I would say look for a pullback, and then I would look definitely for a long from this area if we're seeing bullish divergence from there, right? That's how I would approach it. I don't know a thing about this. I would never trade this anyway, because it's just, for me, this is too sporadic, right? I don't trade assets that all of a sudden get a crazy pump and I don't know anything about them, right? That's just me. But thank you so much for the super chat, and may God bless you. Shout out to Digital Dave. Shout out to Bullish Crypto. Shout out to Kunal Jigan. Says CFX is the biggest Chinese government-supported blockchain in China. Interesting. Well, look, I didn't even know that. Okay, so if it's a big Chinese-supported blockchain, it could be good. Could be good. Shout out to Fit in Crypto. The Kronos chain has been expanding wonderful for the past 15 months. We take a look at Crow. Yeah, let's take a look at Crow. Let's take a look at Crow. I understand that Crow was a very bullish coin back in the day. Let's check it out on Coinbase. Let's go to the weekly. Let's not use Coinbase. I'm sorry, guys. Really, it's not on Binance? Wait, it has to be on Binance. That's crazy. It's not on Binance. Okay. All right, we will take a look at it on KuCoin, which I'm a big fan of. KuCoin. I hold a lot of altcoins on KuCoin. If KuCoin goes down, I will lose hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto. All right, so let's check out Crow, because yeah, this thing is this has been definitely an interesting coin. Man, I would say that we do have an interesting zone of so look, I mean, we're at the lows. Let's just put it that way, right? We're at the lows here. We're at the lows. If we can get another move back down to around the 5-cent area, that for me would be a juicy area to get some Crow, right? Between 5 and 5.5 cents, because we could grab the liquidity from these lows and then get a move back up from like right around here. This would be a nice area to be looking. And if we get another move to the upside, I can't help but see that this orange line at 9.5 cents is a very important support resistance flip right here. It's a very important support resistance flip, actually. Let's see. These would be the two major zones that I would be aware of as immediate support and resistance. But here's the problem with this right now. is that it looks like if we were going to get a bounce, it would have been from the golden pocket zone, and we already have gotten that bounce. We're currently there right now. So there's a few different ways to look at this, and unfortunately, this is the weekly time frame. So technically, we do have a sign of strength, being that we put in a higher high on the weekly, right? We put in our low, our lower high, our low, and now we've officially put in a higher high, which is the first start of a potential reversal, right? However, if we were going to look to long, this would actually be the place to look, right? So I personally wouldn't long this right now, just based on how the man, I just don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way market Cipher's looking here. I just don't like the way it looks, right? But I'm thinking in terms of like looking for a leveraged margin trade here. Looking for a leveraged margin trade right here. I would honestly prefer to take the lows, or even better, I would like to take the highs. This is right now, this is a no trade zone. It's like literally right in the middle. We're at the golden pocket. We tried to bounce. We didn't bounce too much. The only potential long trade I would see right here would be a local golden pocket retest. So we came down and we put in the first initial low from the 786. Let's see what has happened since then. Okay, so we're already bouncing from the local golden pocket. If we're going to come up from here, this is where we're going to come up from here, right? I'll just say that. Like, if we're going to come up from here, it's going to be from here. It's going to be from this exact level. But I'm not very interested. I just don't like the way it looks. So shout out to Pushpack Nemade, who says, let's take a look at MEXC. Let's take a look at MEXC. On ByBit, I upgraded to a unified account. What should I know? You know what, chat 55 time? I have no idea. I haven't upgraded mine to a unified account. I think it means you can use unrealized profit as margin. I love the smell of this this flower that I just broke and I'm sniffing. It's a crocus, guys. You know, I love in the spring when they come out. I love to smell things. If you're new to the channel, I like to smell things, guys. I don't know a thing about the unified account. I have to look into that more. Let's take a look at MEXC coin here. MEXC USDT. Oh, wow. Would you look at this thing? Looking a little bit crazy up in here. A giant bull flag up in here. Okay, this is a giant bull flag. Well, not really when we're on log scale, it's a giant bull flag. But when we're on regular scale, this is a sideways range. All right, this is a sideways range right here. And we have, in fact, look at this, guys. I mean, we have rejected from that that January 2022 weekly level to the dollar. Come down, back test the value area high as support. This to me does look bullish. I like this. I like the way it looks. The daily looks bullish. When we came down to make this low, we got bullish divergence on the daily. And then when we came in to put a higher low, we got even more bullish divergence on the daily. I like this. Okay, so where would I look? You know, we're in bullish market structure officially. Our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high. We're going to be looking like this. Low, high, higher low, higher high. Now we're looking for a potential higher low for another potential higher high. So where would that be? Well, let's see what we got here. Let's pull out some fibs. Right? We've got this local range here. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. All right. Okay. So I would say around 386 to 427 is our next local support. Or if we're going to continue with the uptrend, this would be the place to look. Why? Because it's a support resistance flip. It's the value area high of the local range, and it is the Fibonacci golden pocket retest, right? So if this is a bullish asset, if this is a true breakout, right, then I would look for a retest here, and then I would look for higher highs to be put in. And we do have to be aware that the next major zones of support and resistance for MEXC coin are going to be in this old range here, right? That's where they're going to be. So, yeah, this would be the target, I would say. Around $8.49. That would be the general target, because that's a major area of support. I'm sorry, of resistance. So in general, the idea that I would be looking at would be something like this. If I was looking to take a trade on this coin, it would be something like this. And of course, look, when I am taking trades, especially when I'm trading altcoins, a lot of times I'm trading these things on spot. Rarely am I leverage trading altcoins. You know, if we come back up into this area and we start trading in the old range, then we could have higher targets, such as $12.25, and then also the target of about $13, $14. So this is a potential 11-to-1 risk reward, in my opinion. As a swing trade, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. If we get a better entry on this, like let's say we bounce literally from the 618 and we get our juicy entry, then this could be a very nice risk reward. But the problem is right now, when we're dealing with such high time frames, we can't know exactly where that stop loss needs to be yet. And to play it safe, if we're looking for a retest, we would have to say put the stop loss below the 786 Fibonacci. And the reason why we say put it below the 786 Fib is because if the idea that we're getting a retest from the golden pocket, if that idea is correct, we're not going to come lower than the 786. If the idea is wrong, we'll probably come lower than the 786, right? So this would be a general idea, like a lower leverage kind of spot play, in my opinion, if you are looking to long MEXC coin. Okay, and of course, this is all contingent a lot on what Bitcoin is doing, but if we can come above this $8.49 level, obviously, very important. If we come up here and retest, then that opens the door to the $14 level, right? That's kind of what we're looking at there. Shout out to my man Mike Krenz for the super chat. Can we take a look at Ojamu? Can we take a look at Ojamu? Yeah, sure, man. We can take a look at Ojamu. I never heard of Ojamu. Let's check it out. Ojamu. I don't even know what it is, man. It looks like there's no ticker for it. Looks like there's no ticker for Ojamu. There is on MEXC. Wait, no, that's not it. I don't know, man. I'm so sorry. I can't find it. If you could send me the ticker for it, maybe we could take a look. Yeah, let's take a look at ETH while we're here. All right, guys. So ETH breaking out of this massive triangle and currently forming what appears to also be a diamond reversal pattern with bearish divergences on the daily. All right, pretty much in the same exact place as Bitcoin. However, when we look at the weekly market Cipher B for ETH, we can see as well, just like for Bitcoin, that we are getting some pretty bullish divergences, right? I'm sorry, bullish money flow. Bullish money flow, bullish momentum, looking like we really do want to come and get that money flow cross for ETH, which is a very bullish thing, right? Last time we got a bullish money flow cross for ETH was April 2020, which, by the way, was a time when we saw similar Federal Reserve behavior, right? Similar Federal Reserve behavior. Now, I know that was much closer to the halving than where we currently are right now, okay? That was much closer to the halving. So we can't liken the two periods of time exactly right. But I would say this, for ETH to the upside, there is a very, very important zone that I think is going to be acting as major resistance. And that is going to be, and it's a pretty big area, but it's going to be this. We need to get on the daily time frame to see it. But it is right here where we have these old lows, right about here. Right, we have these old lows like 21.5. And then if we zoom in, we have this very important daily level right around here, around 23. This to me is going to be major resistance to the upside if ETH continues to get a move up, because if we can come above this area, we can see just with our eyes. We don't have to be rocket scientists, virologists, or experts or scientists to see that this is a very important level of support resistance flip, right? We could even drag this back a little bit more and say this was a very important area before a major breakout in 2021. right? So I would be looking at that right now as the next major high time frame area of resistance, right? Basically, we would be taking out the August high for certain, and then we would run into this key zone, which I would be looking for a pullback. Now, supports right now, in my opinion, if this is a diamond reversal pattern, I would be looking for a retest of the high volume node at around 15,070, because it's also the Fibonacci golden pocket, and it's also oh, well, that's it. It's the Fibonacci golden pocket, and it's the high volume node of this macro range that we've been trading since June 2022. So if we're going to continue in bullish market structure here, I think if Bitcoin's going to retest 25,000, Ethereum could retest 1,500. I think those would be two levels analogous to each other, right? I'm all about analogility levels, because if we take a look at this also as a, I don't know, this isn't as diamondy as Bitcoin, but we could see a potential Bart Simpson happening here. We could absolutely see a potential Bart Simpsoning happening here, and if it does, well, taking out this low into this old support resistance flip is looking very, very nice to me. So those would be the two major zones that I'd be looking at for ETH, and of course, those are just major zones, right? Like, we can be taking scalp trades long and short all day and all night, and everything we see is just blue and purple. Shout out to everybody for the super chats, man. You guys are too kind. Shout out to Juan Jose. Says, oh wow. Thank you for the super chat, man. You didn't even say anything. Hey Jason, I sent another super chat but without a message, sorry. Can you please take a look at SNM? SNM. Yeah, we can take a look at SNM. And guys, keep it polite in the comments here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But shout out to the mods for holding it down with the wrench. Yeah, let's take a look at SNM right now. SNM. On Bitget. Alright, let's take a look at the weekly. Man, this is a coin that I would like to never touch. Don't know what it is, right? But it doesn't look very good, right? There's no real market structure here. There's random massive pumps. And I just can't say that this is something I would ever want to trade, right? I just can't say that. These on the hourly time frame looks like Wick City. I don't know, man. I don't know what this thing is. The only way I would get involved with this is if, in all honesty, the only way I would personally get involved with this is if somebody I respect in the crypto space said, Jason, you know what? SNM is going to pump like crazy. There's a whole bunch of whales out there. There's a whole bunch of crypto YouTubers that are going to collaborate together, conspire together to pump and dump this thing. You might want to get a little moon bag of it. That's the only way I would touch this thing. And then I would touch it with a very small little moon bag, keep it on the exchange, and set my limit take profits and walk away. And if I lose it all, I lose it all. And if I make money, I make money. But this thing does not really interest me at all. So thank you so much for the super chat. But, you know, not really interested. Not really interested in it. Yeah, no offense, but I don't know. Is there some reason to get into this? Is there some kind of Alright, shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Shout out to One With Nature who says DERO. You know, I'm a big fan of DERO. I actually hold quite a bit of it. And I'm expecting it to go up quite a bit. Now, the chart looks like crap, right? And it has a very low market cap. Low market cap. Shout out to Jason Castro. Anything to write home about for Monero? I mean, I'm long-term bullish on Monero. I've been holding a lot, accumulating heavily, under $120. I'm looking to hold it up to 1,000. 700 to 1,000. Look at DERO right now, getting a massive pump to the upside. Yeah, I have a pretty large bag of DERO, to be honest with you guys, and it is right now from the low up about 236%. All right, shout out to Burke for the super chat. KAS is in price discovery. You know, I'll be honest with you, it's mostly fundamental reasons why I'm bullish on DERO. I would say the next resistance is going to be around $10, $11. So if that's going to happen and we hit that $10, $11 zone, then I would honestly be looking to get a lot more of it if we manage to come back down and retest the $6 level, right? So for me, you know, if I was looking to accumulate on this right now, which I am, I would be looking at that $6 level, that golden pocket support resistance retest right here. Shout out to everybody who liked the video, by the way. Let's see if we can get the likes up to the watchers. We got about 900 people in here, about 500 likes. We didn't get enough likes to get the $250 giveaway, but if everybody likes the video right now and we can get 1,000 likes in the next 4 minutes, I'll be giving away $250 worth of Bitcoin. Shout out to Jason Castro for XMR super chat. I'm bullish on XMR, man. Let's take a look at it, actually. Yeah, let's take a look at good old Monero. Good old Monero, XMR. Guys, I stink, man. My armpits smell awful. I've been outside all day sweating in the heat. I don't use soap in the shower, and I definitely don't use deodorant. I haven't used deodorant since like 2014. So I've got like, I've got just a constant BO going on, you know what? So it's a good thing you guys can't smell me. Let's see here. So XMR. Wow, interesting. So, I mean, look, we're coming up to a zone of resistance right here on the weekly time frame, which is why we found resistance right there. And, I think we've got ourselves a nice little range. I also, you know, XMR, by the way, I do believe that we are breaking out of a bullish pattern here. In general, I mean, depending on how you want to look at this, I kind of like to draw it like this and say that this was an anomaly, right? This little breakout was kind of an anomaly. Of course, this pattern has gotten the breakout and the retest, but now we're currently ranging a bit, so let's see if we pull a fib from the low to the high. Wow, would you look at that? We front ran that golden pocket like crazy right there. That is intense. That is a bullish sign, in my opinion. And from this low to the high, we're bouncing off the 786. Yeah, we have come down to support. I would say that XMR, this is probably some nice support. It looks like we're about to get another move up from here. I expect more upside for XMR. I expect Monero to get a pretty big push to the upside based on the weekly money flow getting higher, trigger wave printing right here, bullish divergences as we come down to the bottom of this falling wedge. I did talk about this in the Casper crew when we were coming down to this area, saying, look, anything under 120, as we come down to this, basically as we take out these old lows, and come down to this lower trendline area. It's an area. It's not an exact level. But it's looking pretty juicy. Alright, shout out to the other super chats in here. Shout out to GF Burke. KAS in price discovery layer 1 building. Okay, cool. Check out KAS if anyone's interested in a layer 1. And shout out to Sour Nut, who says Cadena and Flux chart. Yeah, let's take a look at some Flux. Am I holding XRP? I don't know, right? I have a little bit. I have a little XRP. I have a bag of XRP. It's not one of my biggest allocations, but I do feel like it has a good future. But I'm not holding it like I'm holding some other coins. Shout out to Dave Digital. Such an internal conflict to remove my own comments. Are you being bad in the comments? Yeah, it is the pump song, guys. It is the pump song. Humans aren't made for modern hygiene standards, for real. Yeah, I totally agree with that, you know. And also, you know, all these products that people use to smell good, they give you cancer anyway. They lower your testosterone if you're a guy, and they probably mess up your hormones too if you're a girl. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff they put in makeup, deodorant, soap, shampoo, just normal stuff that you put on your body. It's crazy, you know. But, alright, let's take a look at some of these coins that the super chats want to take a look at right now. We'll look at FLUX. You know, I like that word, FLUX. F-L-U-X. FLUX. F-L-U-X. Tether. Oh, wow. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. So I do have to say that there is nothing about the chart that makes me say there's any kind of sign of strength. We're clearly in an accumulation phase forming in this triangle. This is log scale. If we turn it off log scale, we've still kind of got this triangle here. I'm going to keep it on log right now. And here's what I would be looking at. Alright guys, I would be looking for a move back down to the trend line, where we have the value area low and the point of control of the range. And then I'd be looking to trade it back up to the trend line where we have the value area high of the range. And let's see, I mean... Yep. This is what I'd be looking at for this thing for now, guys. And I would say this, right? I would say this. I don't know anything about FLUX, but... You know, if we're heading into a bullish environment, market Cipher B's looking like it wants to turn to the upside. Let's go to the daily. Daily's looking like it could give us some nice uneven butt cheekaroni and cheeses on this time frame. You know, I would say, like, look, if you're into this thing, if you're into the FLUX, you know, this would be a good buy. This would be a good TP. And then I would say, like, if we're gonna break out, it's probably gonna happen here. Shout out to Crypto Tradester. The reason why I'd say it would probably break out here is because this is the apex of the triangle, right? I mean, we're looking at, what, 75% of it? So it's about, it's, you know, let's say, I mean, it would be around from here to, like, maybe around here where we'd break out. So we're looking for a breakout, I would say, between, like, the end of May to potentially, like, the beginning of August, right around my birthday. This is my birthday right here. Boom. That's Jason Casper's birthday. So yeah, I would be looking for a breakout around that time. So if you're going to be buying down here, yeah, I would be looking for a breakout, you know? Especially if things are going to get bullish, especially if we're going to be moving into some kind of an altcoin season, which typically does happen like around the relief, after the major Bitcoin relief rally of the bear market, we get an altcoin season. And so, you know, we're kind of lining up technicals of the Bitcoin chart with some of these alts. I don't know a thing about FLUX though. The only thing I know about FLUX is it's an app I use on my laptop to take out the blue light at night if I have to be on the computer late at night. Yeah, thank God you guys can't smell me across the screen. Yeah, the good old crypto smell. All the girls are unsubbing now. Well, ladies, at least you don't have to smell me. You can just look at me, all right? Let's see what else we got in here. I was born... That's funny, yeah. Yes, I was. All right. Okay, so Crypto Tracer, can we take a look at XYOUSD? Sure, let's take a look at it. XYOUSD. Alright, so Man, I don't know. I don't really like this chart at all, man. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't touch this thing unless there's some kind of fundamental reason why you would want to get into this. There's no market structure. This is like a giant descending channel with crazy wicks and stuff. I mean, I guess you could say we're breaking out of it, but it's not a very nice looking chart in my opinion, right? I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get some kind of bounce. It's gonna be around this area, I guess, but this is, unless there's some kind of fundamental reason why you want to get into this asset, I don't see any nice things on the chart that would really make me want to enter any kind of trade here, or even a spot position, right? Like I said, with a lot of these coins, I'll be honest, if my brother tells me, Jason, you know, you got to get this thing, I'll get it. I'll blindly buy it. If someone I trust says, look, Jason, you got to get this, it's going to pump, I'll take like $1,000, $2,000, put it in a moon bag, hold it on the exchange, and set limits along the way to TP. If I lose it, I lose it. If I make money, I make money. It's a gamble. I mean, unless there's some reason like that why you would get into this, I don't see why you would be trading this based on technicals, right? So, shout out to Mass Adoption, says the music selections are epic. Do I like our Pirate Chain? I do like our Pirate Chain. Look, I do. Like, the guys at the, basically, you know, anything that the guys at the Crypto Vigilante are into, I'm also into, right? I trust their analysis, long-term and, you know, short-term analysis I sometimes disagree with, but definitely I believe that these things are definitely gonna pump in the future. Shout out to Robert for the super chat. Hey bro, can you check Poker PKR? It was huge last bull market. Sure, let's check out Poker. Is this like a gambling coin or something? I'm gonna poker? Like poker the game? Nah, it's poker like poke fiction. Did this have a huge, was this huge last bull run? I don't know, man. It doesn't look so big last bull run, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't look so big. I mean, this is Bittrex. Looks the same as the other coin we were looking at, guys. A basic trading strategy without market cipher. There's a lot on my channel, you know, there really is. There's a lot on my channel. Lavender oil or essential oil for deodorant. You know, I'm not really big into lavender oil because that also can, that's not necessarily the best thing for dudes, right? If you're trying to keep your testosterone high, lavender is not necessarily the best for that. But look, I can smell good, guys, after I take a shower. You know, I rinse off. I don't use soap, but I use water, you know. Sometimes I use soap if I'm actually dirty with dirt, real dirt, but, you know, sometimes you don't need that stuff. All right, let's check out Bitcoin again. What is the corn doing here? Nothing, right? Bitcoin's doing a whole bunch of nothing right now. He's doing a bunch of nothing. Yeah, we got a lot of low cap coin holders in the chat here. Hey, if you guys have like a reason for it, then by all means do it, because here's the thing. You know, one of these coins are going to get a big pump. What are the difference between the basic and advanced course? The basic course, guys, is a comprehensive trading course. The advanced course is basically, it's an order flow chart course, right? It goes over market profile, TPO, and order flow. That's what it is, right? So that's the difference. Okay, so Big Darryl says 30K first. Salt block works for deodorant. It's doing nothing, which means it's getting ready to do something. Yeah, for sure, Creighton. I believe a big move is coming this week, guys. I think we're getting ready to see some intense volatility, for sure. Uh-oh, Lees wants me to show the calves. Guys, you know, Jason Casper, he doesn't train the calves, all right? I don't train calves only. I don't train legs. I honestly, honest to God, well, I can't say honest to God because this is a lie. I'm about to lie to you guys. I thought squat racks were for curling. I thought the spotter arms for the squat rack were so you could put the barbell down in between sets of curls. All right. Shout out to Jose again for the super chat. What's the name of the song that just played? I don't know, man. But here, I'll send you. I'll put the playlist that I use here in the chat. All right, Jose. So I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Boom. Check it out. All right. Show us the armpits. Nah, guys, I can't be showing the armpits. Nah, I don't think YouTube allows that, right? Maybe an armpit slip. What? All right. No, but what's going on? Gurunath, what is going on, my friend? All right, yeah, we'll take a quick look at XRP. We'll take a quick look at XRP real quick. A quick look real quick at XRP. Guys, XRP is essentially, right? It has just done what XRP does, right? We got to move from, we came down to the value area low of the range, right? We bounced from the value area low of the range, and now we are finding resistance at the value area high, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Confluence with this weekly level of resistance right here. Okay, so we're expecting to find resistance around this area. I was personally expecting to find resistance a little bit lower. I actually shorted the 618, and I did hit a TP1 on it, believe it or not, but then I got stopped out at the entry, and I didn't bother shorting it again. But where would I be looking now for XRP? I mean, from putting in the low, there's two ways to look at this, right? We could look at this as technically having put in some bullish market structure. We could also now start to potentially look at it like this, right? Something like this, where we have a nice kind of diagonal resistance here. But what I would say is, you know, we have put in a low, we have put in a higher high, and now we have put in a higher low, and now we have put in a higher high locally. What we haven't done, and I would say this is important, is get a weekly close above this high, right? A real major sign of strength for XRP would be a weekly close at least above this wick here. So it's a little bit difficult to say what is happening with XRP. I would kind of be looking for a little bit more of a retracement, having gotten this this big move up and so far looking like we're gonna close the week back down inside the range. Right? So the fact that it looks like we're going to close the week back down inside the range means I would be looking for a little bit more downside here. Okay? So if we are going to find a little bit more downside, fibs are great, right? From the low to the high. And we can even pull some volume right here and see that we've got a nice area of support right around here. This is a very bullish scenario where we're basically looking for the retest of the golden pocket value area high of this mini range. This is a bullish scenario because remember, because this could be a triangle, right? We could just continue to do something like that. Depending on how long it takes us to get down here, all right? We could see a very nice confluence happen, right? If, for example, it takes us a long time to get down, like it took us a long time to get up, then we actually might be able to see something like this, which could give us a nice long opportunity. Or right, we could see something like this, where we come down to that 786 or the value area low of this mini range. Perfect confluence with the trend line. I would be looking, I would really, yeah, this green lower box here is much juicier in my opinion, because it maintains the uptrend of low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, still in the triangle, and then we can finally break out. That's kind of how I'm looking at this. A very bullish scenario, though, would be to retest the local value area high around 40 cents, right? Very bullish scenario, 40 cents support. Less bullish scenario, but still bullish, is coming down to like the 35-cent area. And of course, if we can get a move, just like Bitcoin, if XRP can hold above these highs, right? Now, by the way, in the Casper crew, we successfully shorted Ripple from right here. We successfully longed Ripple from right here, just using basic support and resistance, nothing even fancy, right? So these major swings are basic levels, right? They are basic levels. Yeah, so if we can come above this 55-60 cent zone, we could see much higher prices, right? Much higher prices for Ripple. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We have a rising wedge on Bitcoin since Friday. Yeah, we've got a few different patterns forming. We've got a rising wedge. We got a diamond. So I talked about the Doji week candle. Yeah, I did. That was like the first thing I talked about. So basically, it's an indecision candle. But in general, I would say holding above the 200 week like we have been is bullish for Bitcoin. And we've kind of marked out the key zones of support and resistance that I've been looking at. So yeah, I mean, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. I actually do have to head out, guys. It's been a really good stream. Thank you so much for being here. May God bless you all. May the Lord bless you. May he protect you. May he shine light upon you. May he have grace upon you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you wholeness and peace in the name of Jesus, the Messiah. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let's see if we can't get 100,000 likes by the end of the year. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.